Hello everybody. Welcome back to a brand new Let's Play. And today we are playing a game that I really liked as a kid and was told by the internet is horrible. It's Donkey Kong 64.
I thought you were going to say, but as I've grown old, I become more racist.
No, it was just one of those weird shifts that people like ever since a few videos came out saying like Donkey Kong 64 is not as good as you remember, which I will agree to that.
Oh boy.
It seemed like that was like the common like sort of discourse for the longest time, and
no, it seems to be like the common title style for, I don't know, video game slop content.
Yeah.
This thing is not as X as you remember.
But yeah. But honestly,
I actually make a point. Of just immediately I just block the channels that I see with posting videos with titles like those.
All right.
How about you stop talking about what are the things I remember, you asshole?
But anyway, I liked this game as a kid, and it's definitely not my favorite of the rare platformers, but after playing through it recently, I will agree that the videos are a bit over, I guess, not overhyped would be the word, or like over dramatic. It is not as bad as people say it is. Like, it really isn't.
I mean, I know this game has its fan base.
Yeah, it has its fan base, and there are problems with it. Like, all you have to mention is Beaver Bother and leave it at that. But
I'm gonna take your word on it because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you'll know what I'm talking about when we hit level 3. And I can't believe we've let the DK rap play out this long without singing along to it.
Well, I haven't played this game in like for a decade, so.
But everybody knows the DK rap.
Yeah, it's not exactly a song that lives rent-free in my head.
It should.
Are you saying that I should add? Oh, Calvin just threw up under my bed.
Well, at least it's under the bed, so you don't have to acknowledge it.
Yeah. Goodness, he's fat. He might be fatter than Solomon. No, I think he most definitely is fatter than Solomon. He got chunky. What the hell?
Well, that's what happens when you feed them all day, every day. You should do what I do and just leave out a bowl of food, and then when you notice it's empty, just fill it up.
You start a lot of your sentences without any thought ahead, right?
Exactly. That's how you have to live life.
Like I got the feeling that you just you just open your mouth before you have the ending of the sentence thought out. But yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sick of those videos. It's like this game is not as X as you remember. Like, you don't know what's my opinion on it, asshole. Just speak for yourself.
Yeah, but playing through this game, I will say that like one of the big complaints is that there's a lot of backtracking because you technically have to play the level like 5 times.
Yeah.
But truth be told, it is not as bad as like Banjo-Tooie is, which is pretty impressive. Because you'd think that having to play a level 5 times over would be hell on backtracking, but it surprisingly isn't. Like, I played this game rather efficiently, and it was mostly from memory.
So Rare was one of those companies that refused to learn refused to learn the lesson.
Like, oh yeah,
It's like a
you're saying like they didn't learn the lesson when they made Banjo-Tooie?
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. I can't remember which game came first, if it was this one or Banjo-Tooie. I think it was this one, because this was 1999 it said, but I think Tooie was 2000.
Donkey Kong and his pretty little island will be no more.
Also, I can't hear it, but if there's any dialogue, don't worry, you guys aren't missing anything.
It is very odd how he is stroking a tiny little... It's like if I had in my lap a little dwarf and I was stroking him.
Yeah, yourself a little Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Got myself a personal dwarf that I can stroke while I talk menacingly about my plans.
There was a funny joke about Stephen Hawking where I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying that he was on the Epstein list, like the fly list.
Yeah, he was in the flight logs.
Yeah, and so people were joking like, "Oh, what did he do on Epstein Island?" And it's like it was kind of weird. He would tell Epstein to give him dwarf girls to try and write tough equations on a chalkboard while he watched.
That is a terrible joke.
No. It's because they can't reach. Also, one other complaint I do have about this game, this intro cutscene takes way too fucking long for the information it delivers.
Can you skip it though?
Nope.
Oh no!
You can skip all the other cutscenes, just not the first one for some reason.
Yeah, it is, it's an odd thing about games. Yeah, games at this era, the practice still wasn't completely... The practice of skipping cutscenes wasn't widely used.
Yeah,
Oh, your excellency.
yeah, because I guess you could say that's also an issue with, like, the Legend of Zelda games of this time, because you can't skip through any of the cutscenes or dialogue there. But none of them really felt that long, except for, like, maybe 2.
No.
Like, I'm just trying to think,
Yeah,
like...
I remember the cutscene, for example, explaining how the goddess is created Hyrule. That is a long one.
Yeah, basically every time
definitely-
those cutscenes pop up, they take way too fucking long.
Yeah, first time you meet Rauru,
Rauru...
like after seven, like when you wake up after 7 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a long ass cutscene. So.
Anyway, speaking of which, we're finally done. Hooray! And now we can get to the tutorial. And, if this is supposed to be the same jungle japes from Donkey Kong Country, it's definitely taken a downgrade. Lots...
At which point do you think that that having unskippable cutscenes became unacceptable in a game?
I would say probably the GameCube era, because there's not many games I can think of from on that system or that generation that's like, no, you have to watch our 5-hour-long cutscene. Like even Hideo Kojima was nice about it. You could skip cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid 2. And the only reason I mentioned Metal Gear Solid 2 specifically is because for the longest time that had like the longest cutscene in history for a while, being like an hour long.
Good lord, yeah. Which one?
It's the one where you have to find a... It's not the president, I don't think, but it's like a congressman who knows information, and you have to find him by using the like a microphone to see which prisoner has the pacemaker in them. And then he spiels on for an hour about some bullshit. And keep in mind, you're in a disguise surrounded by guards. And it's like, maybe you could be a bit more concise about this information. Concise, yeah.
Yes. Is that Cranky Kong?
Yep, that's Cranky Kong. He is now a scientist. And he is the one who teaches us moves to get around the game. And he won't give us our first one until we learn the basics.
So he took the time in between games to get him like a master's in...
A master's in Chimpology, yes.
That sounds wrong in a way.
So, yeah, for this tutorial, it's teaching you how to swim. Grab the coin, you win. Let's see, in this one, it is... Oh, yeah, how to throw orange grenades. And all you have to do is collect the 5 and... Hmm?
Let's ask the Swedes how to throw a grenade.
Well done!
Yes, as you can tell from the gameplay, this section is very boring. That I just wanted to have some fun and damage myself. Also, here's a weird one. They teach you how to throw barrels, but there's only a few times in the entire game where this is even remotely close to necessary. There's like, I think a few bananas that you have. No, not even, because those barrels behave differently. So, yeah, for the throwing mechanic, there's only 2 times, and it's for the boss fights. But at least this one is actually important. It's teaching you how to swing on vines. Because you do that a lot. Even in levels where you wouldn't think there would be vines.
Well done!
You reach the industrial zone, suddenly there is like vines growing out of the machinery.
Well, I'm not sure if you noticed there, but the vines aren't actually attached to anything. They're on neat propellers.
Now there's only so much upwards they could draw, so...
Yeah. I guess it's sort of like the Spider-Man problem of what is he attaching his webs to.
I've noticed recently that there's been kind of a trend of making games in the style of PS1. So of PS1 titles. So I was thinking if we're gonna see like more I don't know, if perhaps someone is gonna make a game in the style of Donkey Kong 64, for example, or like the style of 64 games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was a Hat in Time, right? That was pretty close. I mean, it obviously looked better, like more rendered, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it was a... I do find it interesting because there is that thing like a limitation is the source of creativity. Mm-hmm. Like no, it's not the source of creativity. Limitation, like a limit. I think
limitations make creative solutions happen.
Yeah. Also, like in Counter, there is a similar argument statement that the worst thing for art is the lack of restrictions. So these games had to deal with a lot of restrictions, and for all of their flaws, they were still very interesting, like in their solutions.
Yeah. Although, unfortunately, in the
Because-
case of Donkey Kong 64, their limitation was good coders, because this game is notoriously poorly programmed.
I remember like the whole issue with expansion pack, is that it's they found like a game-breaking bug,
Yeah, so the
and it
story
was
behind
easier
that...
to.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
it
story
was
behind
easier
that...
to have the. Why do you insist on talking along with me?
Because you took too long to say something after I stopped. But anyway, the story behind it is that the game-breaking bug was a memory leak that they couldn't figure out how to fix. So, if you didn't have the expansion pack, if you played the game for 1 hour, the game would just hard crash. But
Yeah,
the expansion
so
pack...
it was easier to demand that people had the expansion pack than to go out around find a way to fix the bug.
Essentially, yeah. The bug still exists, because if you play the game for 10 hours, the same crash will happen. But, you know, most people aren't playing a single game in one sitting for 10 hours. So it's a bit more reasonable.
So it's basically just minimize the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, they made it from like a 100% chance of someone hitting it to like a 1%.
Yeah. But like you see how people to this day make like a ROM hacks for games of this era. So I wonder if like how many people would actually engage with perhaps doing basically recreating a 64 game in modern times. You know, using those same limitations to create something like a new title.
Yeah, well...
I think that could be interesting.
It would, but the issue is that what a lot of people don't really seem to understand is that unless you're using a game engine, making something from scratch, like a video game from scratch, is incredibly fucking difficult. Like, you'd be surprised at how difficult it is, and if I gave you even if I told you exactly how difficult it is, it's still going to be more difficult than that because of the technical know-how and everything. Like, I showed you a little bit of the code that I made, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I must remind you that I understand nothing of coding.
Yeah, and that's like... that's just the tip of the iceberg of like the amount of code that you need to make to have games work.
Yeah, but I think I'm talking basically. I don't know if I'm making myself understood here, but I'm talking perhaps like a. I don't know if that whole like static revival thing was like people making this thing I mentioned about people making the games in the style of PS1 games.
Yeah, like
Mouthwash
Mouthwash did that, so.
Yeah, but that seems. I don't know if that is like a. If that is just a visual thing, it's just creating the game in that visual style, or if there is also like a desire to use similar tools. Because the point I'm making is very much the fact that like I don't know, this was a time where game design philosophy was a lot different than today. Because today people just have like I don't know, people have disks with 30 gigabytes in them.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really. So a lot of the limitations that shaped gaming in this era, like well, most of the limitations of this era are just gone. So there isn't an understanding of how tough some of these developing for games like this were.
Mm-hmm. There is that, like, I think I showed you the video of the guys who are trying to port Super Mario 64 to the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, and the amount of technical workarounds they have to do just to get basic things to work. It's actually quite impressive, but, so there is that aspect, but I think what a lot of people will do if they are going to be making their own games would be using more of the aesthetic design rather than trying to go for the technical limitations of the time. Anyway, as for the game, it's pretty similar to how the earlier rare titles are set up. So you need to get golden bananas, that's the main thing, and then you use the golden bananas to get through the doors. So, but unfortunately, this game, I think, still holds the world record for a collect 'em up that has the most collectibles that you need to collect. Because golden bananas are just one of them. You also need to collect coins to buy things. There's also regular bananas. Then there's, if you collect enough regular bananas, you get a golden banana medal. There's 2 special coins to collect, the rare coin and the Nintendo coin. What else is there?
I understand this is gonna be a long one, right?
Yes. Like, we don't even get through the first half of level 1 in this video. But... oh yeah, there's also the blueprints you have to collect. And... oh yeah, the keys from the bosses. Let's see, am I missing anything? Probably, but I can't be fucked to remember. Anyway, and then you have to do that 5 times. Per level.
And then you have to file that. You have to submit the report to the IRS.
Man, I wish it would be a lot easier
wish?
and more fun than doing taxes. Yeah, and there's also like a... oh yeah, each of the characters also gets their own special gun to lock them out of certain areas. And it's kind of funny who the guy is who sells you the guns.
It's Nicolas Cage.
No. Also, that was a weird thing that always bugged me, even as a kid. Like, we were standing behind the banana warp disc, and then it teleported us in front of it just so the bird could come down, and I'm just like, why? Now I have to go back to touch it. I know it's like 1 foot, but still. It's annoying. I could have just walked forward and not have to walk back then forward. Fuck you.
Yeah, or they could just have placed the pod, like the pad, like a few, like
Just
after
a little bit further, yeah.
the trigger. You're gonna place it after the trigger for the cutscene. A weird choice there. I necessitate going to the bathroom. Entertain
Okay.
the audience.
Anyway, so if you guys recognize this scene from earlier, it was because it was on BKTV. Very cool. Oh yeah, this is the other thing we need to get. The K-Rool crowns. And we need to get at least 8 of them to beat the game. And I think there's only 10. 1 per level and then 2 in the main world. First one's super fucking easy though. Just slapping some beavers. Anyway, on the bright side of things, my game is coming along okay. I'm just working on more of the trade system, and then I was thinking about maybe streaming, but I'm not sure how good or entertaining me writing up documents would be. Anyway, I saw something green happen on Goat's End, so hopefully he's back.
So, who is this fella?
This is Funky Kong, the hippie guy who gave us the airplane rides to and the boats from the Country series. He decided to join the army, and now he's going to sell us weapons.
There's nothing more funky than shooting people, Kong.
I'm actually wondering if maybe he took all the weapons from the military, like he smuggled them out, and then he's just selling them on the black market.
Turns out my discharge wasn't very honorable. Afraid I got afraid. That looks so awkward.
Yeah.
It's...
Oh yeah, and the other thing, we don't get it in this level, but there's also musical instruments that each Kong has. And essentially, each of those things act as, like, specialized keys for them. So they can only access that area kind of thing.
It does look for it does look for a second right there, like your model was gonna sink into the grass.
Yeah, I do notice that whenever you collect a golden banana, you kind of teleport like a foot off the ground and then float back down most of the time.
No, when you were coming down from the cannon.
Oh yeah.
Like from the cannon arch. When your model hit the ground, it looked like it was gonna phase through. I always found very amusing how the environments in the 64 games were designed.
How so? Like they look like sort of boxy textures, like they're not like they're very enclosed, or just the textures themselves.
No, how the environment is designed, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like the level thing. It's always a thing that I found particularly interesting in 64 games.
So how would the N64 games differ from PlayStation games, for example? Or are you just saying like more as a generalization of that generation?
Yeah, more like that. It's mainly because it's just that 64 games is what came to mind right now because we're watching one. Or for example, like I was thinking about Banjo-Kazooie or Zelda, how the environments were designed in that game. You know, because like say for example, you're doing like you're playing a Majora's Mask, and there is an attempt at an open world in that game, but it's very much. But each area you go through is very much boxed in a way.
Yeah, well, you can say the same thing about Ocarina of Time, so.
Yeah, same thing, really. But
this isn't a game, Kong.
It's a video game.
So one thing I will mention, just real quickly, I think a lot of the areas that I complete, it's gonna say 4 of 5 golden bananas that I've gotten, and then a blueprint. The blueprint counts as one of the golden bananas of the level. It's just that the blueprint also plays an additional part for something later. And yes, you do need to be either in this area or on the other side to hit that switch, because of the draw distance, you can't hit the switch from the other side of the river.
Yeah. It's a very tight hitbox there.
For the switch or for the balloons?
The switch.
Kind of. I mean, you see how big the crosshair is, right? Like, that's basically, if you shoot right there, it takes up that entire crosshair. It's not like right in the dead center of that crosshair, you know? So, it's a shooter made for babies.
Yeah, you big baby. Here you are playing these kiddie games.
Yeah, this
About-
kiddie game from
about funny
26
monkeys.
years ago.
Yeah, this kiddie games for about funny monkeys.
Damn straight.
Don't you? Yeah.
Everybody likes funny monkeys.
This is the like the way they choose to have that text box like overlaying the character is very off-putting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've seen worse. Nothing's exactly coming to mind at the moment, but the only other game I can think of that did something kind of similar was Conker's Bad Fur Day, where it's like a speech bubble. But I will say that the speech bubbles are better framed. Also, this game does raise the Garfield question of how the hell are these creatures communicating with each other if they're using thought bubbles?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, so that's the Garfield question.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. How the fuck is Garfield communicating with everyone with thought bubbles?
I think the better question is like, does John actually understand Garfield? And if yes, like, has that been studied already? How do you communicate with your cat, sir?
Well, I think John understands Garfield in the same way that the insane people understand the voices in their head. So.
I got a silly boy.
Let's see. Oh, there's one of the blueprints. To get a blueprint in this game, you have to kill the big tough goons, which for the longest time I thought they were the guys like the tough guys from Donkey Kong Country 1, like the blue ones, because they're
That's
also
really dark.
blue. They are not the same guys. They are a completely new type of Kremling. I forget what they call. Oh yeah, they're called Curse Flats. The ones from the original Donkey Kong Country series were called Crutches. But
Crushes? Crushes? That their name?
yeah, Crushes. And I would argue that these guys are named worse. They're called Kasplats.
Yes, they are named worse. Reminds me of like that. There's that anime in Super 64. It's called Chuckya.
Oh yeah, the purple guy that, well, it chucks you.
Well, it's a very relevant thing, though. You can't say that. You can't say.
Yeah, he does
Can't say
exactly what the tin
doesn't,
says.
Yes. Wait. I don't understand why they choose to position the text boxes there. Like, wouldn't it be much more logical to have it on the bottom?
I don't know. My only guess as to why they did it as big as this is because they use, well, not necessarily emojis because they didn't exist yet, but they show the picture of the thing that they want you to grab, like, oh, I need you to get 3 coins, and they'll show, like, the coin spinning. So it would be harder to do that if it was a little scrunched at the bottom, you know?
Yeah.
Even though Banjo-Kazooie did it.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, Banjo-Kazooie got since we gotta get that sorted out. So
Yeah.
like, what's the issue here?
Yeah, my guess is that the designers or developers made the things too big, so they, because I do remember it being a lot smaller if they did do it in the Banjo-Kazooie games. And here's one of 2 times where you can ride an animal, and by ride I mean transform into. Which, even as a kid, I was pretty disappointed that there wasn't more animal buddy stuff. Because these are the only 2 animal buddies that you play as, is Rambi and Ungard. And just like in, or just like with pretty much everything else in this game, you can only play Rambi as DK, and you can only play Ungard as Lanky Kong, which is annoying.
Wow, that is very lame.
It is.
That kind of restriction is never fun.
Also, me trying to break open this obvious door is annoying as well. Jesus Christ. Come on, just let me through.
I'm in! I'm in!
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to just push B, but I think you're supposed to do like a specific charge.
There's some oddly dark sections in this game.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But that's something that I noticed that a lot of N64 games had, is that they were unusually dark. I'm not sure if that was to hide, like, textures or whatever, but still.
I don't know, I don't recall that many games being this dark. I mean, Zelda didn't have anything this dark. Neither did Banjo-Kazooie, right?
Yeah, no, but there's a few other ones that's... I'm just trying to remember, like... Battle Tanks was pretty dark, I remember that.
I recall there was, I mean, there was in Perfect Dark. They had some sessions. They had some sessions where you needed like
the night vision goggles or whatever, but that made sense.
Yeah, but that was specifically like a level thing. It wasn't like they were. I mean, it was an excuse to use that mechanic. So.
I guess it was also just a thing of the time too, because I remember like, Doom 64. Holy fuck, I could not play that game because of how dark it was. Like at least Doom 3 gave you they were generous enough to give you a flashlight. Like holy shit. I don't know. It was just something about this time that I just recall that. Oh yeah, there was a lot of just really dark games. It was weird. I guess you could argue that the Resident Evil games, to a degree, or at least starting at 2, they started getting more dark. And maybe I would also say GoldenEye, it was pretty dark as well. Like the jungle section, for example, that was like that was pretty hard to navigate.
Well, it was more because of the fog of war. Or, well, no, the fog of... Well, not the fog of war, the fog of
Destiny.
the fog of poor draw distance.
Yeah,
like
but the only level that I know of that was extremely bad for that was the second Siberia mission, where everything was like Silent Hill red for some reason. And also, yes, I have no idea why I'm...
That was kind of charming, though, getting that level. In the Siberia level, just because it did kind of make sense. I mean, you kind of expected like a
What that
Snowy
Russia
area
achieved
to be
true
full of-
communism, and so everything had to be red to reflect that.
No, it's just because they had it was like a snow level, so it kind of, I don't, it was kind of fitting to me to have like a fog
Yeah, but red?
in it. I don't know, maybe it's the Northern Lights.
At this time of day, located entirely in this area.
Yes, entirely in this area of Siberia.
Steamed
What
hams
do you
is
think
a
was
good.
going through what do you think was going through the head of the developers when they made like all of these collectibles?
Well, at the time, this game was marketed as like the biggest collect 'em up or collectathon or whatever you want to call it of its day. And to be fair, it still holds that title, but man, they did it the wrong way. But anyway, that's where we will stop the video because it's gone on for quite a bit already. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Ciao, ciao.